Hello and welcome to the first proper vlog of 2026 that's not a Planet Coaster video. Definitely a bit later than last year, but it's going to be worth it because today I'm here somewhere that I was planning to go last year in October, but it just never got the chance really. Statfold Park. So it's a lot more than you might think it is. If you've seen videos on it, a lot of people, well, certainly one particular big name, will just focus on this fairground museum, which isn't actually open yet. I think it must open at 12. There's no sign on the door that says when it opens, but yeah, so this is the fairground museum. It's basically all the rides from the Dingles, which was in, I want to say, it's either Cornwall or Devon. I want to say Cornwall, but basically the Dingles, which was a fair museum, and it's basically the same thing. It's a little bit smaller now, it's here, but they've built this new container building for it, basically, and it's got the main things that I'm looking forward to. It's not like you're going to spend the whole day. A lot of people just come here for the evening, but it's got the moon rocket, which is the only one of its kind potentially in the world. It's basically like the really old version of the Matterhorn. So like, you go to a lot of modern fun fairs, the Matterhorn. It's basically the original version of that. And then they've got a ghost train here as well. There's a few other rides. But yeah, mainly like looking forward to going on a really unique ride and another dark ride, and it's a vintage ghost trains just have a feel to them that are just better than modern travelling ones, really. So yeah, there's a ghost train here as well, and then there's a few other rides. I think if there's an arc here, I love an arc. I don't know if there's a cakewalk. I can't remember. Basically, there's the two rides that stick out to me. But yeah, I'm hoping there's an arc here at least. But yeah, it must open later. So I've already kind of walked around a bit. There's like a giant train. It's like a train depot set up, where there's a turntable and there's loads of engines in there. I haven't had a proper look, and then I've been through this car park where there's a lot of vintage buses, and so you can actually ride on some of them. But that's basically it for what I've seen here so far, because I was going to try and get to this first, but it does open later. They changed the time of when the whole place opens earlier, but they haven't. This still opens at normal time, I think, so it must be 12. They have got a narrow gauge railway that's open though, so I might do that first, or the large railway, which I'm not sure if it's still decorated for Day Out with Thomas. There are still, because they do Day Out with Thomas, like an official event here. There's a bulgy over there, which takes me right back. It's a character that just gives me there's certain things about kids shows that'll give me a certain feeling. That's like one of the older characters. Yeah, so that is actually a bulgy with the face on it. And I did see a loco that looked like, I don't know if it's actually got Thomas's face on, but it definitely looks like the train that they use for Day Out with Thomas for Thomas. I picked up a leaflet for that as well, so we'll have to have a look. On the turntable.
How is he going to turn it around? He's just going to hit the floor.
We're going to go on it. We're waiting for it to turn around. We're going to go back on it, aren't we? But you don't like it.
I like the noise. That's how you can
You can't do what? It's got to come down here first.
Mommy's neck.
Right, should we get back on the train? Before
I've got an arch. This is the only one either in the world or the country. I think it might be the only one in the world. I need to have a look. And there's your ghost train. I mean, it's a vintage one. Of course it's going to be great.
we need to go any faster? Okay, let's go.
There we go.
Are we all doing it at speed? Do we need any faster? Are you sure? Let's go. Do we need any more speed? Are you sure? Let's go. Till the ride stops. And once again, thank you for riding the arm.
It's got some bite. actual proper organ on it as well. Yeah. Oh, it says Cadonas up there from the theme park in Scotland that kind of it's basically just a permanent fun fair now. Come out. Alright. Almost. Right. There we go. Was that between the two? Where? Okay. Can I actually stop at 13? I either overshoot it. It looks easy, but it's not. But some of the machines aren't on for some reason, so they're either not on or coins are getting stuck. And that's a weirdly shiny 2p considering it's from 1971. Right. Always going one off.
I'm only, well, I was 19, I think.
There we go. Bit of rocking going on. There we go.
You know that tiny child who...
Then it could be very suggestive. When I worked at, I don't know what village this is, I'll have to look at the name. Well, I said, look, Lord, it's you!
Looks like you can get into that one from the other side. Some of these still run. The thing.
I shall take it.
Some people say they can drive the next day just to do
No.
Yeah.
So, she'll be obsessed with doing these. And we're at level 1,000 pounds. I'll have a 70, it's like a lot, I'll have a 30.
I've got to go and have the old testers next week. They keep laughing, they keep saying, oh, we're going to bring it in at over 70s, you've got to be eye tested every 3 years. I said, how's my tested every 6 months?
Every 2 years.
Actually been
I've
there
been there
as well.
for years.
No, we haven't, to be honest. It was when our kid was little.
Solo ride. Yeah, I was going to do the rocket again, but it just shut for the day. So yeah, that and the dodge ups alternate, whereas the other rides just seem to be all open. So. It is kind of a shame considering it's the most unique ride, but yeah. I mean, you don't see these very often anymore, so.
Do you need a little bit more speed?
Woo!
Okay.
Here we go. Yeah, they used to have one at Carter's, but then it stopped travelling with them for like the last year, I think. So.
Speed.
Yeah!
Are you sure?
Yeah!
Okay.
Here we go. The lights going to turn off. Hey, here we go! It's Derby Racer like this. And even when Invictus opens, that'll still be the best flat ride in Blackpool. I can see why they've got the railings at the side of this one. I mean, they're banked inwards, but I mean...
You need a wee bit more speed. Okay, let's go.
Hold on. There we go, I think I've found a bit of a spot there. Hey, there we go. mental. This is not flat rides all about. Oh, your lights come back on as if it's like the end of a show. That might be my favourite ride here, actually. It's more intense than the rocket.
Thank you for riding the Ark. Please be seated until the ride stops. Thank you.
There we go, some more people are coming on. It's got quiet again there. It did get a bit busier earlier. And that's it. It's been cut a little bit short because of the weather. I feel like everything's already shut. Like it was, and maybe it was only supposed to be 10 till 5. That'd make sense. Other than that, I mean, everything's shut. So, yeah. I mean, it looks like if it is open till 6, they've shut all the attractions, probably because of everyone's leaving. Which basically just means that the grounds are the only thing that are open. You can just walk around the site, but none of the attractions are actually going. Yeah, but it's been interesting to see because, I mean, I hadn't really seen a lot of this. The Fairground Museum, of course, was a great thing to do. I would say, well, interestingly, the Ark has been more of a standout. Because that is very intense. I think it's more intense than the rocket. I do like the uniqueness of the rocket, and it's a similar sensation. It's just a more smooth motion, and you're just tilted rather than going up and down. So it's just a smoother version, and it's getting on and off that's the worst bit. Because you really have to. If you're getting on at the top, if you're getting on at the bottom, it's quite flat, I guess, because it's already swung out a little bit. If you're getting on the top, it's at a 45-degree angle, basically. You have to try and climb on. But it's a great ride. I think just have something that unique here. I think because they didn't have the whole of the Dingles. The Dingles was basically the indoor fair that they used to have in, well, it was the southwest. I can't remember if it was Cornwall or Devon. But, yeah, they didn't have all of the rides from there, but they did have like 5 big rides, I think. 5 or 6, 5, I think, because you got the Dodgems, the Ghost Train, the Carousel, the Ark, and the Rocket. So, yeah. And then they've had a few juvenile rides as well. There's a carousel and a train ride, which aren't really running that much because they're not just manned. You have to have a ride operator coming from inside to operate them. There's also like a penny arcade and things as well. But yeah, it's a great part of the experience, but that is just a small bit. You're not going to spend a long time in there, really. Yeah, it was nice to get my 90-second dark ride, even if I don't think it's as strong as other vintage ghost trains. It doesn't stick out as much as like the Black Country Museum one or the Telford one. I need to go back to Telford and get on that. It's not a permanent one. It's basically a travelling fair that goes to Telford a lot, and their ghost train was a vintage one. It had been refurbished, but it was really good, and I think they're a little bit stronger than the one that they've got here. But I still love that ride system. Those trains, they look beautiful. They've all been repainted, and those locomotive ride vehicles, I just love them. Yeah, that bit is just a roller skate rink, basically. So if you've got, it's more of a thing if you've got family, really. I did actually go into a little shop. So they've got a gift shop, which is sort of in the I'm not sure if it's supposed to be themed to Thomas, but it looks like it's themed to Thomas. It might just be themed to an old sort of railway, but it really reminds me of Thomas while I'm round there. Basically, it's like a little courtyard area, and there's a little gift shop. It looks like an old building at first. It looks like a sweet shop, and then I don't think it is. I think it is just a shipping container with a facade on it, or a barn with a facade on it. But it does look really good. And there's a lot of it's basically a toy shop with some merch in it. But so I got a pin badge and a fridge magnet from there. But there is this other shop which is all for people who collect models, and I don't really collect models as such. But having a look in there, I found a couple of really nice things in there that I did get, which there's a couple of funfair wagons with one of them's got ride parts in it. So there's a Carter's one, the classic truck, which you see sometimes. I think Gulliver's Kingdom, I think, has got one, like a little Carter's wagon. It's one of them, and there's also a Pat Collins one. Which, I mean, when do you see Pat Collins? It's basically it's my local one. They've got a few good rides. They've got a Superstar, which I love a Superstar, and they've got one of those, and it is a great funfair company. I feel like the atmosphere is a lot better at theirs than Harry Jones. I'm not big on more modern funfairs now, but I do think Pat Collins has a much nicer atmosphere. But I've got one of their trucks, a little model, and it's got Dodgems in the back of the car, so that's really nice little finds in there. It was worth checking out that. They've got DVDs and things in there as well, just toys. I know some of the cars aren't toy cars, they're model cars, but you do sometimes have some of those as a kid, the little buses. And then they've got traditional Hot Wheels cars and stuff in there as well, so there's a lot you can buy. Whereas the other shops Thomas Toys, I'd love to find that wooden Thomas that they did. It was I think it was a Drayton Manor exclusive. It might have been sold at other Thomas lands. It's a wooden railway Thomas. It seems like it's quite expensive or hard to come by. If I found one of them, I'd definitely have to buy it. Yeah, there's. I used to have loads of. I used to have loads of wooden railway stuff, and then they've actually discontinued it recently. You can still get generic ones, but then the other Thomas toys are now compatible with wooden railway. Yes, I do a lot of research into things like that sometimes because of the types of YouTube channels that I used to watch as a kid. But yeah, so then in that museum with all the locomotives in it, the fact you can go in one, and it's a shame about the upstairs because they've got some models upstairs and they sort of closed it off. I think it was open earlier on and then they closed it off because you could get through from the other upstairs bit, and then they shut it all off. In fact, I think it was open earlier because I think they actually barricaded it off while we were in there. So yeah, that's a shame. There's also a Crazy Golf, which I haven't done. It looks better themed than it has a right to be. It's all fairy tale themed. Yeah, there's just a lot here. The bus tours are great. Really, you never see that very often, do you? I think the Coventry one does it, the Coventry Transport Museum. I haven't been there for years. I think they just do bus tours out and about, where you get to leave the museum on a bus and then come back in. And the fact that some of these are actual transport systems through Tamworth as well, they come out the museum and you can just use them as a bus. That's really fun. The fact that you could stay the night in a hotel and then you can come into the museum on a bus, just get the full experience. Yeah, so yeah, is it? It might not be Coventry actually. It might be there is another one I've been to that did many years ago, probably about more than 10 years ago now. They did a Doctor Who event at one of them. and it wasn't Coventry, it was another one, and I can't remember where it is, but I think I've still got some merch from there. But I was about 5, maybe, at the time. It's a very long time ago, but they do that sort of thing. So actually, it might be there, not Coventry, that I'm thinking of. But yeah, I need to get back to Coventry. I would love to go at Christmas when they have the Santa ride that used to be at the Co-op. It's like a Santa. It's like a very early simulator. So there's like a couple of animatronic horses, and you sit in the sleigh, and the sleigh moves a little bit, and then the walls move. It's just proper classic vintage ride that is only open at Christmas. I kind of need an excuse to do it, as well as the one at Sundown Adventureland, of course. And Twin Lakes has got a Christmas dark ride as well. They're all catching on to it, but this was like the original one. So yeah. But they've got a 4D cinema that's open all year, but who cares about 4D cinemas? We want the unique vintage dark ride there. But yeah, there's loads of stuff at there. There's like a tube train, and I haven't been there for a long time, but it just gives that certain feel to it that you get from like a childhood place. And whenever I see like a green vintage bus, and I mean like very specific ones, it just reminds me of that other place that's in the Midlands. Yeah, but it's nice because it's a local attraction. There's a lot of local history around here as well because it's Staffordshire, but it's close to the West Midlands, so there's a lot of West Midlands history here as well. Yeah, and I'd say this is the peak of this place, really. It's just an expanded, the fact that they've got the rides and then they've made it into an expanded transport museum. This is what the place that Adventure Me was talking about should have been, but instead it was miserable, and they went on a school trip there. Well, they wanted to go on a school trip. The teachers wanted to take them on a school trip there, and all the kids moaned about it. But I actually think it looked quite nice, just a little bit soulless. Whereas somewhere like this, it's like that, but with everything else. So it's definitely worth doing. A great thing to start 2026 on. And this will be the only thing that I'm doing now for a while, because next is Alton Towers, and who knows if we're going to be getting on the pointless new coaster that they're putting in, that's butchered a track ride and half of another track ride. But yeah, I mean, hopefully they'll add something else. But I'm still looking forward to it. And then I've got a Drayton Manor annual pass, so I can go to Drayton Manor whenever, so it'll probably be Drayton Manor every other week. But to be fair, I'll probably only video it if I go once a month, really.